It's our Wyopreps fan-voted Big School Game of the Week. It takes us to Class 3A in the West Conference and a big showdown between the third-ranked Star Valley Braves and the top-ranked Cody Bronx in Cody at Spike Vanoy Stadium. And kind enough to take some time out and visit with me as the head coach of the Star Valley Braves, McKay Young. And Coach, thank you so much for your time. First of all, sitting at 3-3 here as we get to Week 6 of the season. How would you describe what you've seen out of your team and growth, concerns? What are you looking at here as we get towards the stretch run?
I really like our guys. I think we've played a tough schedule, and looking forward to this game.
Well, talk a little bit about what's developed in a positive, do you think, for your team through the first 6 games? What have you seen that you've really liked?
I really like what we're doing defensively, especially. I feel like we're playing really well on that side of the ball. The defensive line has seen some really physical teams, and again, hopefully that'll pay off because Cody's got a really good front seven on defense and a really good offensive line on offense. So hopefully some of that physicality will pay off.
What's been the key to your success against the run, giving up only 69 yards a game coming into this one?
Like I say, I really like our front. I feel like they make it really hard on other teams. Linebackers are we're not super big at linebacker, but I feel like they play fast. Just really like the way that we're playing on defense right now.
What about offensively? How would you kind of characterize what you've seen out of your squad?
You know, I feel like we've struggled more on offense than we traditionally have, and I think we're still kind of trying to find that identity. You know, we've always been a run-first program, but we've kind of found this year that we've had more success moving the ball through the air. So, you know, it's still a work in progress as far as what we need to do and what we need to improve on, and that as we kind of come down the home stretch in the regular season and hopefully position ourselves for a postseason run.
Speaking of that success, you know, you had a tough loss at home a couple weeks ago against Jackson. What did the guys show you bouncing back last week in the win against Powell?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised at all at the way that these kids responded. They're a resilient bunch, and obviously the way the Jackson game ended was pretty disappointing for them. But, you know, that's the thing with the way our schedule is in the 3A West. We don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. Opening with Jackson and then right to Powell and then now to Cody. There's no time to sit and lick your wounds. You got to get right back after it.
Winston Green looks like he's having a pretty good season as kind of an all-purpose player for you. What have you seen from that young man?
You know, dynamic, just a really dynamic kid. And we saw flashes of that his junior year and super proud of the way that, you know, he's just playing with a ton of swagger right now in all 3 phases. He's a kid I don't think anybody really wants to kick to or punt to. I wouldn't want to throw at him if I was putting together an offensive game plan. And then obviously he's done some good stuff for us on own, both running the ball and catching it. So.
All right, let's talk about the matchup against Cody. That's a place where they haven't beat you at their place since like 1991 or something. It's unbelievable streak that the Braves have going. What do you see when you see Coach McFadden's squad?
I mean, they're a typical Coach McFadden squad, right? I mean, they're well coached. They play hard. I think they do it the right way. They're fast, super physical, really good pad level up front. Defensively, it's hard to really peg what they're doing because they give you so many different looks. And then I think they've done a good job capitalizing on their speed with their rocket toss offense that he's got them running. So tons and tons of weapons right now in Cody, Wyoming.
Yeah, so what's got to happen for you guys to have success Friday night, do you feel?
I mean, just like always, it's got to start for us on the defensive side, stop the run and limit the play-action pass stuff, give ourselves good field position on offense, and make good special teams plays, again, to help the offense with good field position. And, again, hopefully win the turnover battle. I think that's what you're going to have to do if you're going to stand a chance against this Cody team.
McKay, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck in the big matchup Friday night.
Appreciate it, David.
We continue our conversation for the WyoPreps Big School Game of the Week, and it is in the 3A West Conference, another big matchup. This time it's Star Valley at Cody, a matchup of number 3 and number 1 in our rankings, visiting with the head coach of the Cody Bronx, Matt McFadden. And Matt, you and I were just talking a little bit off this recording with the fact that you guys haven't beaten Star Valley at home in a really long time. And I just What happens with something like that? Does that kind of just get in the kids' heads? Has it just been in the past? I mean, what do you kind of attribute that to?
We've had some pretty good games, up here and down there, and they just come out on top. I don't know, to be honest. We don't pay much mind at all. It was pretty surprising to me when we knew that number, but we don't talk about it a lot. It's not. I don't think it's something that's in their head. They're a good team, and they're coached well and they play well, and we've had some pretty good ball games up here, and unfortunately we've been on the short end of the stick. So hopefully we can change that tide. You
guys do get a chance to play at home after a lengthy ride last week. You guys took care of Evanston. How would you assess how your team played in that game at Evanston against the undefeated Red Devils?
Thought it did well. Thought very businesslike. It's a long trip and business trip for us. Kids got off the bus and had their legs under them for the most part. Defense played really well. Offense, once it got going, played well. It's kind of what you want to do. You want to go down there and just take care of what you need to take care of and execute and then come home. So it was a long weekend, but I was proud of our kids and just kind of the business-like attitude.
We've talked for a few weeks in a row here, Matt. What are some areas where you're maybe trying to clean up here down the home stretch of the regular season?
Well, you spend a lot of the first part of the season kind of figuring out what you do well and personnel. And at this point, we've figured out our personnel, kind of figured out who we are, our identity. And it's just fine-tuning things, just trying to be more consistent, a lot of timing, whether it's pass routes or mesh in the run game, just really fine-tuning some things on defense. Just continue to work tackling, continue to work, and even just some next-level stuff as far as tweaks on coverages and blitzes. So just really a lot of details at this point, trying to get things lined out.
Let's talk about this big matchup with Star Valley. It's another week in this big 3A West Conference, and it looks like a pretty good matchup with your rushing attack going up against one of the better run defenses in Star Valley. What do you look at when you see that Star Valley run defense?
I think it starts up front. They got three very big athletic D linemen, and then their backers can run. They got some speed at linebacker. Middle linebackers run very well, and then very sound in the secondary. So just a very sound defense. They're well coached. They're not gonna break their rules. Very rule bound, and just well coached. They're a disciplined defense. They keep things in front of them. Don't give up big plays, and then they're physical. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us going against these guys. They're not going to give you anything. You're going to have to come take it.
What do you see from Coach Young's squad on offense?
A lot of the same. Very physical team. They do a lot of heavy personnel, a lot of tight end sets, and just really try to out-gap you. Just a really good gap run scheme. Very well coached. Ball security is paramount. They do a great job hanging on the ball. They don't make dumb mistakes. They don't make dumb throws. Just a very disciplined team, disciplined and physical. And you're going to have to beat them. They don't lose games. They don't make mistakes. They're a team that you have to come and beat. So we're gonna have to be on top of our game and really play well to beat them because they won't beat themselves. So a huge challenge for the Bronx. We look forward to it, but a big challenge.
Speaking of that, do you like these challenges as you go deeper into the season to get you tested and ready for the postseason and kind of show your kids, hey, we've got to reach this level if we want to achieve some goals down the road?
I think anybody who's ever played relishes these weeks. The competitor in you, you want to play the best teams. If you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And we truly believe that iron sharpens iron. These are the games you got to show up and show out. So we're excited. I know, me personally, I always look forward to this week and going against Coach McKay. Just a little extra incentive, and it's good. You don't need to get up for this. You don't need a pregame speech. We don't need any rah-rah. This is football at its best. So we're at home and we face, a very, very quality opponent and in 3A West, yet again. So we're excited. We're ready to roll.
Matt, thank you so much again for your time. Best of luck Friday night at home against the Braves.
I appreciate it. Thank you.